Absolutely. Let's shift focus to the other states as well, Dharamjot. It's Tamil Nadu. Let's look there before we come back to West Bengal. The DMK being projected to get 140 to 162 seats. AIA-DMK alliance, and that includes the NDA BJP, 52 to 74. And the TVK, that's the and Vijay's party, anywhere between 8 and 18. So that disrupting angle or the disruption effect of Vijay is not really being projected very highly here in this exit poll. It seems to be a comfortable victory for MK Stalin. And this is something, if this is eventually what we see in the results as well, with this margin, it seems Stalin is definitely going to be scripting history of one of a kind, because the only other time we've seen incumbency come back to power was Jaya Lalita back in 2016 and then eventually. But here, this never happened. It's always anti-incumbency which has ruled. Over to you, Dharamjot, regarding what we can expect in Tamil Nadu.
Well, it's definitely a swing state in terms of its own assembly elections. And the DMK since the 1970s has not come to power for 2 straight terms. So if MK Stalin can pull this off this time, he's definitely scripting history for the party and for the entire left alliance. But again, it will boil down to what kind of issues that the voters have stepped out for. We've seen a lot of identity issues emerging in the state. We've seen a bit of a region versus national debate emerging in the state. We've seen language row that has been very talked about in the past few months quite a bit. So how these issues really boil down in terms of pushing the voters to vote in a certain direction and giving the mandate to MK Stalin, that is going to be very interesting to watch for. It does look like he is going to come back to power, but what is the X factor that really led to it? Was it really a state versus nation sort of divide in terms of policies? Was it identity that led to this particular mandate that helped MK Stalin, script history in this manner? That is going to be very interesting. And also the fact that Vijay has not been able to make a mark that he was really looking at. So because that was the concern, Shivan, earlier. What kind of vote percentage cut will Vijay's party really lead to? Who will it work for? Who will it work against? That doesn't really seem to be happening. So this, if the projections are to be believed, is turning out to be a fairly predictable election then.
Yeah, and at this point, even if Vijay decides to go ahead and join the AIA-DMK alliance, even then it's nothing that can touch where this exit poll is suggesting DMK has already reached. They are winning hands down in terms of this exit poll. Of course, just to let our viewers know, these are exit polls. These are opinions picked up from surveys. This is not the final result. We'll get to know that only on the 4th of May. But we're picking up on trends. They're picking up on projections, and that's what this is. Let me now go over to Assam. 126 seats in total. And we'll have the numbers for you on the screen as well. 126 in total. Congress is projected to get anywhere between 29 and 35. And the NDA anywhere between 80 and 86. Seems like hands down, it's a no-brainer in terms of the exit polls. As I mentioned, these are not the final results. We'll need to wait for those. But it seems like a comfortable re-win.
Well, Shivan, it does seem like that. I mean, we've seen the BJP-led alliance campaign very heavily, along with the Congress on the other hand. That also formed an 8-party opposition alliance in the northeastern state. It was also one of the very intense electoral battles that took place last month. So again, this particular projection making it look like a seamless victory for the BJP-led alliance once again. For the second time in a row, we've had Himanta Sharma Biswa as the chief minister since 2021. Looks like he is likely to make a comeback to the state seat again, this time in 2026. But again, a very interesting, a very intense contest. We saw the opposition trying to put up a big fight, having 6 to 8 parties come together to form an umbrella alliance in the state, trying to mimic what they did and the Lok Sabha as well, like the India bloc that we were talking about in 2024. But that clearly did not make the dent and the mark that they were looking to make if these exit poll numbers are to be believed, Shivan.